Hey guys, it's Sarah, and today I am doing a very special video with a very special guest. I have Katie, my roommate, here with me. Some of you may have seen her in even a couple videos. You built a bookshelf with me, and then you also
complained about the temperature.
Yeah,
yes.
you did this.
It's so hot! I'm so hot! I'm so hot!
And you were also in one of my drunk literacies. And I actually have a few more videos that I need to edit that she also is in. So stay tuned for those. But today's video is a little bit inspired by Katie. Not really. But it's inspired by the South. And if you've noticed or heard Katie speak at all, she has a very Southern accent. And you are from a small town in Georgia, therefore making you Southern.
What's the town name?
Elberton.
I'm so proud of you.
Wait, the town is Elberton or the county is Elberton?
The county is Elbert, named after Samuel Elbert.
Who is he?
He's a founder. He was a turkey farmer. His turkeys flew up into a tree, and he said, "I'm gonna stay here." And
Can
thus,
turkeys fly?
Oh, they can fly enough to get into a low-hanging branch of a tree.
So this very Southern video is being made in paid promotion by Disney Book Group in honor of the release of Little White Lies by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. So this is a book that takes place somewhere in the South. I don't remember where it said. But it centers around this girl named Sawyer. And one day her grandmother shows up on her doorstep with a 6-figure contract telling her that if you participate in this season's debutante...
It's gone. I'm sorry. I just interrupted the whole thing.
Anyway, as I was saying, Sawyer's grandmother tells her if you participate in this debutante season, she'll give her money, and then she will also tell her the identity of her long-lost father, which is something that she's always wanted to know. And so she enters this debutante contest. What is that called? Ball?
I don't know.
But I think along the way, she actually ends up making friends with a lot of these other girls, and she soon realized that she's not the only family with a lot of secrets, and so she, starts Nancy Drewing around.
As you do.
To try to figure out who her dad is, but then she also uncovers other people's secrets. And I don't think that goes over well with some people, so hijinks ensue. The inspiration for this video off of this kind of debutante Southern idea is that Katie is going to be teaching me some Southern sayings. I'm going to take a stab at what they might mean, and then she's going to tell me what they actually mean, and then I'm going to recommend books based on those sayings. So I'll hand it over to you.
We're going to get in here. It's number 1. You ready? Okay. I'm a jerk a knot in your tail.
Does that mean that you're going to, thwart someone's plans?
No. No one in the South says the word thwart.
I know, but I am, giving my version.
They do, but, not when you say this. I'm a jerk a knot in your tail means, whoever says that, might very well backhand you or something. Chastise you maybe with their voice.
When has someone said that to you before?
Oh, you want an example? I was told that quite a few times in church as a child with my mom. If I made too much noise while a hymn was being sung or something, my mom would look over to me and she would whisper. She'd be like, "If you don't stop making noise, I'm a jerk a knot in your tail." And then I would be like...
Katie just gave us some Southern ASMR.
You're welcome.
I keep picturing, is it a donkey you might tie their knot in a tail, or a horse? Whose tail would you tie in a knot?
No, you're just saying, if you don't stop that, I'm a jerk a knot in your tail.
I know, but where do you think that came from?
I don't know. A lot of things in the South, I don't know. I think people just pull it out of thin air, and then people use it for hundreds of years.
A good example book recommendation for this is the Darkfever series by Karin Moning, because the main character in this book series is super annoying. I know she has some character growth as you continue in the series. It's basically a urban fantasy series about fae, and so the main girl, she goes to Ireland because her sister's been murdered and she wants to find out what happened to her, and she discovers that she can see fae, and she gets kind of wrapped up in their world with their politics and stuff, because fae books always have a lot of politics. Okay. But she's so obnoxious.
So and you would want to jerk a knot.
Yeah, I want to jerk a knot in her tail. Yes. She's so obnoxious. I feel like that's a good example. Also, if you like slow burn romance and you like urban fantasy, that's a great series for you to read. The main character does get better over time, but she is quite annoying in the first book, and I would totally jerk a knot in her tail.
Sounds good. You should do that.
Yeah.
The second one will be, that dog won't hunt.
I'm picturing a lazy person, like he won't get a job, that dog won't hunt.
No. So that dog won't hunt usually means someone's telling a lie. So, like, your
How?
story is incorrect.
How do we get from that saying to that meaning?
I don't know. There's no explanation, really, in the South. We just say things, and they stick. So, like, if someone is like, you know, I was at the grocery store last night, I didn't see that person, I was doing my own thing, but really you were at somebody's farm in a field having a bonfire, drinking some beers.
So you're like, so if I was the one telling that lie, you would say to me, that dog won't
yeah,
hunt. You're calling me out on my lie.
If I did not believe you, I'd be like, Sarah, that dog won't hunt.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I have a book recommendation for this because I feel like the characters tell a lot of lies, and that is Lady Midnight by Cassandra Clare. This is the most recent series in the Shadowhunter Chronicles. I know if you haven't read the Mortal Instruments, you have to read that in order to get to here. It's a very long series that you have to read like 10 books to get to now. I recommend that if you haven't read TMI by now, you can just skip and start reading The Dark Artifices. So Lady Midnight is the first book in that series, and the two main characters are parabatized, which in Shadowhunter terminology, that means that you're like warriors that are like bound together by like magic.
Ooh.
And by law, you're not allowed to fall in love. But the two main characters, Julian and Emma, they have fallen in love, but they're like not only lying to other people about it, but also lying to each other because they know they're not supposed to be in love. And so
that is look at you.
Yeah,
that is so good.
Yeah, so basically that series, also I'm reading the second book right now, Lord of Shadows, because the third book comes out in December, and I think I would die for Cassandra Clare. You know, like her writing, it's gotten so good over time. It's a really good series. And if you like fantasy, I really recommend it. And if you didn't like the Mortal Instruments, it's fine. Just skip it and start the Dark Artifices. It's really good. But anyway, yeah, so there's a lot of lying in that series.
So those dogs just won't hunt?
Yeah, those dogs, they will not hunt, but they're shadow hunters, so it's ironic, yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, cool. So the next one, number 3, is you can't ride 2 horses with one butt.
But it's not usually bad. This is a Disney video. Is that like kind of like the equivalent of like you can't have your cake and eat it too?
Maybe. It basically is like you need to make up your mind.
Okay, yeah, I feel like I feel like that means that too.
So you need to commit to one thing or the other.
Oh my god, this leads me perfectly into the next one because now I'm just gonna recommend the Infernal Devices by Cassandra Clare. Okay, so the Infernal Devices is a prequel series to the Mortal Instruments. Honestly, my recommendation at this point, if you don't want to have to read a million books, is read the 3 Infernal Devices books and then read the 3 Dark Artifices books, and we just skip the 6 in the middle.
Go right to it.
They're fine.
Yeah.
I don't think most Cassandra Clare fans would recommend that, but that's fine. Anyway, the Infernal Devices series was the first series that I read from Cassandra Clare. But basically, it's also about Shadowhunters. The main character, Tessa, is in a pretty serious love triangle with Will and Jem. So it's like, it takes place in Victorian England. So it's like Shadowhunters, but like old. And it's also kind of steampunky because there's like automatons and stuff. And the main character, Tessa, like doesn't know anything about magic or anything, but like in the very beginning she gets kidnapped by these like warlock sisters, and then Will and Jem, because they're parabatized also, they're those bound warriors, and they come and rescue her, and she very quickly falls into a love triangle with them. And Will's like the really like, don't love me, I'm a bad boy, and then like Jem's like a little soft boy. Like, always. Yeah, that is definitely one where you cannot ride 2 horses with one butt, Tessa. You gotta pick one.
Pick one.
Yeah.
It would be entertaining to see someone try to do that, though. I'm sure they've done it somewhere in a circus.
I feel in some ways, throughout the book, the 3 books, Tessa does try to ride 2 horses with one butt.
Porch lights on, but no one's home.
Okay, someone's stupid.
Boom.
It's like saying, like, you're not the brightest crayon on the box.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Exactly. But, you know, in the South, we're all big on, like, front porch sitting.
I only think of a book for that. Mm-hmm. Trying to think of like a stupid character.
Oh, there are a lot.
There's so many. Hella! Oh my god, I have a recommendation. Ugh. I don't even know if I'm not like recommending this book because I think you should read it. I'm recommending it because like it makes sense for the saying. But Pieces of Her by Karin Slaughter. I just read this book. So Karin Slaughter is a great author. In general, this recommendation is to read thrillers by Karin Slaughter. It's not a recommendation to read this specific book by her. This is her most recent thriller. And so this is that one I was telling you about, that political thriller about that girl, Andy. Mm-hmm. So basically in the very beginning of the book, her and her mom are like in a shooter situation, and her mom disables the shooter and ends up murdering the shooter. Mm-hmm. And so then the whole rest of the book is her like finding out things about her mom that she didn't know, and it becomes a very like political thriller. The main character, remember I was telling you this. She literally, her
porch light is on.
No,
No
one's
home.
No one's home. Yeah. I was like, no, she doesn't have any lights on. No. I get
There's not even a porch light.
No, there's nothing on. We'll reenact, like, because I told you, like, ask me some questions, and I'll do what Andy does in the book.
Just random questions? How are you doing today? What's your favorite color? Do you love me? Well,
I'm telling you, there would be long stretches of conversations with other characters, and she would just not speak. Oh my God, she was so dumb. But so basically, this recommendation is more to read other Karin Slaughter books, because I read Pretty Girls by her, and that was like one of the best thrillers I've ever read.
She doesn't even have a porch.
She's got no house. She's homeless.
No. Oh no.
Yeah, but I recommend reading Pretty Girls by Karin Slaughter, but that doesn't fit the saying.
Gotcha.
So we're gonna talk about pieces of her, but I'm really recommending other Karin Slaughter books. Anyway.
Perfect. Okay. The next one is Bless Their Heart.
So I know that this can be nice, like you can genuinely be like, oh, bless their heart, like you really mean it, or it can be mean, like you say something mean about them, but you follow it up with bless their heart. Yeah.
And that's the one that no Southern lady debutante wants to ever admit that that's why they're saying bless their heart. You know, if someone just says something and it's just not a person you really like, oh man, that girl is awful, but bless her heart.
What did your grandma used to say about that?
Oh, my sweet, sweet grandmother. She used to say that you can say whatever you want about anyone, good or bad, as long as you top it off with a bless your heart, and you'll still get to heaven. That's all that matters.
I think that's in the Bible. I think that's real.
Look it up. Here's your challenge. Can you make one for each version of bless their heart? Because you have to have an arsenal of both in the South.
Okay. Trying to think of
Would you like some sweet tea to help you think about it?
I hate sweet tea. Sweet tea is disgusting. So for the first one, like the one where like I don't like them, but like bless their heart, is Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. While I love this book with like my whole heart, there's one character named Minya
that you want to bless her heart.
I want to bless her heart so bad. I didn't like rip it out. So Strange the Dreamer is a fantasy duology. Muse of Nightmares actually came out in October. I think that's the sequel. It is a fantasy about this character named Laszlo, and he is a librarian in this like huge like fantastical city, and he has dedicated his life to looking up research about this like faraway place called Weep. It's kind of like Atlantis, where like a lot of people don't believe that Weep actually exists, but he like spends his time poring over books trying to like find it. You know, he's in luck because these warriors show up from Weep.
Okay.
And they're like, come to our city and help us solve a problem, and whoever solves the problem can like live here and stay with us. Okay. And so Laszlo takes that opportunity to go to Weep, and he ends up meeting this girl named Sarai. She can like go into people's dreams, and there's a lot more that happens in it. It's kind of like
seems invasive.
It's like a political fantasy in the sense that like the people that Sarai is from and the people like in Weep are like at odds, and so it's a lot about like prejudice and like you can see.
Do they love each other?
Well, they love each other, yes.
So it's like a Romeo and Juliet?
It's like a Romeo and Juliet situation. Like, because Laszlo's not from Weep, he can kind of, like, see both sides between the people in Weep and then Sarai's people. And so, I just feel like it's very relevant to today. But, like, the character Minya is, she's kind of with Sarai's people. And she, like, unequivocally, like, hates the people in Weep. And she's just, like, so evil about it. She's, like, 20 years old, but she looks like she's 6 because she was just so angry at the people in Weep that she didn't age. And so she's just, like, a ball of rage. Bless her heart, you know? And for a book where I'm going to bless someone's heart because, like, I actually love them, is The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Basically, this book takes place in starlit Hollywood, and it centers on Evelyn Hugo. And so she's very notorious because she has had 7 husbands, and, like, people don't know why. Okay, so what I love about Evelyn is that she kind of does what she needs to do to survive, especially, like, in that time period in Hollywood. She kind of, like, is sort of like a Betty Davis. She just, like, uses men, she uses women, she uses whoever's around to get what she wants. And she is not sorry about it. And even though some would think she's like a really unlikable character, I would die for her. Like, she is the bi queen of my heart. Like, I love her so much. I feel like some people would say bless her heart and mean it meanly, but I say bless her heart like genuinely, like bless her heart, like I love her. Yeah. Like, she is so cool. So Basically, there's a reporter trying to write down her life and find out, like, why she had 7 husbands, because nobody knows. It's, like, you know, like, an exclusive. Like, no one knows these things about her. Like,
because she's famous.
Behind the music, but no music. Like, yeah. And so, when Monique, the reporter, says, how much should I ask for when we go to publish this? And she says, ask for whatever a man would ask for.
Wow.
Yeah. So, bless her heart.
Yeah, bless her heart. But you can also do it for people you feel sorry for. So there's even more of like a medium ground.
Wow. Yeah.
So like if it's someone that's like, you know, having a hard time. I don't know if you know anybody in a book that's having a hard time where you're just like, man, they just can't keep their head above water. Bless their heart.
Probably anybody in a Cassandra Clare book. Because she just does such sad things to those characters. But also the characters in Strange the Dreamer. They can't catch a break either.
Wow, you rocked the Bless Their Heart challenge.
I did.
Three versions of the phrase.
I hope you guys learned a lot from what Katy has taught us today. I hope you feel a lot more Southern. I don't know if you're, like, in preparation for reading Little White Lies by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. You want to, like, watch this video, feel like I've got some Southern sayings in my head ready to go.
Watch Sweet Home Alabama, you know?
Yeah, I think that's good. Maybe watch She's the Man, because there's debutantes in that.
Yeah. There's a lot of research available.
There's a lot of research available, and then you can really delve into this and enjoy it to its fullest potential. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. You're all beautiful. Have a nice day.
Bless your heart.
These country roads take me home.